Late July 2025, US President Donald Trump throws a curveball. He cuts his own deadline for Russia to make progress on peace in Ukraine from a generous 50 days down to just 10 to 12 days. Now that's a huge shift. This move injected real urgency and tensions into an already high-stakes situation, and honestly, everyone's watching to see how the pieces move. So what does this deadline actually mean? What's Trump really up to? And how does this play into Putin's bigger game? Let me decode it for you. First off, Trump's not happy. Not one bit. Russia's war in Ukraine has dragged on for more than 3 years now. The violence, the destruction just doesn't seem to stop, and frankly, Trump's patience has run out. He says there's no reason waiting, and let's be real, we all have heard these kinds of ultimatum from him before. This isn't just more talk though. Trump made it crystal clear. If Putin doesn't take real, visible steps towards peace fast, like within this new 12-day window, he's promising some pretty harsh punishments. We're talking big stuff here, like 100% tariffs, secondary sanctions, and not just against Russia. Anyone who continues to buy Russian oil or do big business with Moscow is fair game, including major powers like China and India. Think about that for a second. It's not just about Russia anymore. Suddenly, the circle of pressure spreads across half the globe. So what's at stake? For Putin, this is all very risky. Publicly, the Kremlin is acting cool and collected, saying they have taken note of Trump's move. But behind the scenes, analysts think that they are more nervous than they let on. Russia's state media is in full nothing to see here folks mode. But the fact is, Trump's unpredictability makes everyone a little uneasy, especially in Moscow. As for Trump, let's not forget this deadline is about more than ending a war. It's about showing strength. It's a chance to prove he's serious about keeping promises, making deals, and maybe most importantly, reminding the world that US still holds a lot of cards. But here's the million-dollar question. Will any of this actually work? Sure, Trump's talking tough and rattling the saber with tariffs and sanctions, but direct trade between the US and Russia? It's kind of minimal already. Secondary sanctions, though, that's a big deal. Those can squeeze Russia's wallet hard by making it way riskier for countries like India and China to buy their oil. But that could also ruffle a lot of feathers and potentially cause some new headaches for American diplomacy. Now, what about Ukraine? On one hand, they're glad the West, especially the US, is so impatient for peace. On the other hand, they are not interested in any peace plan that amounts to giving up territory or letting Russia dictate their future. So there's still plenty of tensions and uncertainty, even if the pressure is rising. Looking forward, what could happen? Well, a few options are on the table, like if Putin ignores the deadline, Trump rolls out those big penalties. Maybe Russia doubles down, maybe it cracks just a little. At the same time, if countries like China or India are hit with sanctions, we could see some real shake-ups in those relationships. Will Putin flex his muscles, even if symbolic? Will Trump chicken out and extend his deadline? Or will he change the rules of the game again? Trump likes to keep everyone guessing, and that's kind of been his style all along. The 12-day deadline appears to be a classic Trump high-stakes gamble. This is an attempt to rattle the status quo, get real movement, and show just how far America will go to tip the scale. But here's the twist. It also plays right into Putin's style. Exploit chaotic, high-pressure situations and see how the West reacts. If a high-wire act for both leaders and the whole world is watching, there's hope for progress, but there are also clouds of uncertainty. Bottom line, even if Trump's tough talk deadline might not magically end the war, it could shake things up. And in the kind of chaos that results, well, that's sometimes exactly where Putin feels most at home. Will this gambit bring peace or fuel more confrontation? The next few days are going to be crucial. We'll be watching.